interconnected than ever before, and yet loneliness epidemic is on the rise. Hi, my name is Naomi and welcome to this channel. Today I want to talk about loneliness, having no friends, and how to make some friends in the end. I really hope that you will find this video helpful. Let's get started. Growing up, I never had any friends, to be honest. In kindergarten and in elementary school, I had been mostly bullied for how I look and for my behavior. I just always thought that I was this strange kid no one wanted to talk to. Even if I did have some friends, it was mostly out of pity when the teacher tells that one kid to talk to that other kid. This had quite some effect on my later relationships. I often found myself in one-sided relationships where you put either too much effort and get nothing, or toxic relationships. You just know that you don't have anyone else to talk to, anyone else to call your friend, but you just stick to this person and call them your friend even though they are not. All this bad experience led me to push potential friendships away and isolate myself, which is definitely not a good thing. But as I get older, I get lucky enough to find few people that I can really call my friends. Let me explain in detail how I got there. Firstly, you have to realize that one real friend is worth much more than 100 fake friends. You shouldn't drink poison just because you're thirsty. Many people, like I did, force friendships just to avoid loneliness. Oftentimes, to avoid boredom, we will talk to anyone, waste our time with people that don't share our values and who don't even care about us, and we don't even care about them. You shouldn't compromise your own values and your own beliefs just to please someone or just to fit in. This behavior will just lead to unhappiness and more loneliness in the end. I think we have all found ourselves in a situation where we were surrounded by a group of people but we still felt lonely. This is the exact situation. You might be under some peer pressure, or you are currently in a group of people who are doing things that you don't really like or enjoy. For example, uni or high school. So you think to yourself, if I just do what others do, I might find some friends and people to talk to, but that is just not true. You have to set strict boundaries with yourself, because if you don't even respect yourself, how do you expect other people to respect you? If you go outside your values and drink even though if you do not want to drink, or if you party even though you hate parties, you are not being your authentic self. Therefore, you will attract only those people you do not want. You have to be okay with being your own company before you can build strong relationships. And this applies both to friendships and romantic relationships. Being alone is really important to find out who you truly are and to discover yourself. Growing up, we don't really have time to figure out what we really want and who we really are. We are pushed to believe certain things about us, and we are told what we should like, what we shouldn't like. We are influenced by our environment and therefore just follow what we see. If you spend some time alone, you have the perfect occasion to fill your own cup before you can pour to others. Work on your self-concept and how you present yourself to the world. Think, how do you want others to perceive you? What are your beliefs? What do you like to do in your free time? You have to think of all these things that you authentically enjoy so that you can attract like-minded people into your own life. If you think that you are not interested enough and that there is no reason for anyone to talk to you, then guess what? That is the fact. You have to believe that you have something to offer to other people, and you have to also believe that you can benefit from having friends. Because if you think that you are not an interesting person, then why should other people talk to you? You have to become that person you would want to have as a friend. If you are just toxic, constantly complaining, have no interests, all this behavior and all this negative self-concept will just make you push other people away. Even if they want to be your friend, you will act in such way that you believe negatively about yourself and push everyone else away. Whatever you think and believe about yourself, you are right, and other people will think that about you too. You have to rewire how you see yourself inside your brain and start thinking as the person you want to have as a friend. Start seeing yourself as a more interesting person. Start seeing yourself as a more social person. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to fake, to pretend to be someone who you're not. Just to learn how to have social skills and how to lead a conversation. Knowing social skills is the same as knowing how to cycle or knowing how to swim. If you are unable to express your own thoughts, other people cannot read your mind. You have to be confident in your own skin in order to find friends who vibrate on the same wavelength as you. Be authentically yourself. Journal about yourself and find out what you really like, who you really are, what beliefs do you have. In silence, you will find all the answers. I will put up some journal prompts on the screen so that you can screenshot them and save them for later. Be the type of friend you want to manifest. You have to become the person that you would want to have as a friend in your life. Now just imagine your friend, your ideal friend. What is their behavior and what traits do they have? What do they like? How do they make you feel? What activities do you do together? What kind of humor do they have? How do you spend time with them? Be as specific as you can be. It's also okay to have people with who you do different activities. You might have a friend who you just go and work out with, and they are your perfect partner for working out. Or maybe you have some old friends that you catch up with once a month. Energy attracts energy. Work on embodying the traits that you want to have in your friendship. Put yourself in spaces where these people exist. If you want a friend who loves fitness or working out, sign up for working out classes. Maybe go to a Pilates class. If you want to find friends who love books, go to book clubs. If you want to find friends who are interested in business, you can find all these different people on events in your area. And if you live where there are no events, don't worry, because in this age of time, you can also build strong, meaningful relationships online. It has never been easier, but also more difficult at the same time to build relationships. Social media is both a blessing and a curse depending on how you use them. You can find online communities with your interests, or you can also reach out to different people you find interesting. I remember when social media first started, I was really obsessed with watching YouTube in like 2012, and I found all these YouTubers that I kind of liked their personalities and messaged them on Instagram and Facebook. I was so brave back then. Even though it can be a little bit scary to text someone, don't be afraid, because if you don't shoot your shot, you never know, you might become friends for life. If you don't text, you have zero chance of becoming friends or building any connection you want. Friendships are a two-way street. If you want them to care, you have to show that you care. Treat people the way you would want to be treated. If you are sad and depressed that no one ever reaches out to you and checks up on you, why are you doing the same thing? If you are sad that no one ever makes any plans with you, why don't you try to make plans with someone? Yes, now you might think, but what if the person doesn't put any energy into me? Then stop putting energy into that person. If it's one-sided and you put much more energy than the other person, that's where you stop. You have to know when to stop. Sometimes people can get busy, or their priorities change, or something changes that makes them feel different, but it's important to be honest and talk about it. If one person suddenly puts a stop to something, it's just not working. You have to stop chasing people. Believe that any relationship that ends for a good reason, and something better is in store for you. Sometimes it might be the smallest things that make a difference, like for example, if you find a funny TikTok or meme that makes you think of that person, send it to them. You see a cute animal on the street that reminds you of them, send it to them. You hear a song that you think that person might like, just send it to them. Believe me, it's things like this that make a huge difference, because it shows that you care and that you think of this person throughout your day. Sometimes just smiling at someone you see outside might make their entire day much better. Up until this day, I remember some people that gave me compliments throughout like the most random days when I felt so bad, and I still remember them. It makes me smile each time I remember. Don't underestimate the power of the small things. Sometimes it might be a great conversation starter, like for example if you compliment someone's dress and ask where is the dress from and just start a small talk. The more you go and do things alone, the more independent and confident you will become. If you have this one person that you constantly go out with, you often focus on that one person, and it's very unlikely that you will meet new people because you focus on that one person. It is a common misconception that if you do things alone, or if someone sees you alone outside doing something, that people might think that you are weird or just alone, which is complete false. I promise you, no one thinks about you when you're outside. Everyone is too busy thinking about themselves and their own life. Confident people do things alone all the time. Solo experiences might be incredibly fulfilling because you might meet someone new or build new connections, but in the end, you always enjoy your own company. Start building healthier habits and do things that interest you. If there is a movie being played you really want to see, go to the movies. If there is a cute cafe you want to go to but you have no one to go with, just go by yourself. If your favorite artist is in your town and you want to go and see them, go to their concert. If you have no one to go to an event with, you might find your new best friend there. Life is too short to wait for people to join you. You seriously wouldn't believe how many people struggle with this and just rather stay home and isolate themselves than go outside their comfort zone. But please stay careful if you go out alone to events, especially if you're a woman. You spend too much time on social media and it might look like everyone is enjoying their best life, being social, having so many friends, which is just not true. Even that person that posts constantly how many friends they have and how many events they have been to with a huge group of people, in the end, they might feel very lonely. Never judge a book by its cover because everyone is going through something we might never see. People are more lonely than you realize. The best way to make friends or to build strong relationships is if you take initiative. You might think that someone just doesn't care about you, but they might be too shy to reach out to you. If you feel left out, that no one ever invites you anywhere, don't immediately think that it's intentional. Some people are so scared of rejection that they would rather not ask you than to be rejected. Don't immediately think that people hate you. No one can read your mind, so don't be afraid to ask someone out or tell them that you would like to be invited. You can also invite yourself. If you end up going somewhere, new doors might open for you of new opportunities. Also, it is important to mention that friendships in adulthood might look completely different, and that's okay. As we get older, we have more responsibilities, we get busier, and friendships suddenly become much more difficult to maintain. It's completely normal to see your friends less often, but still have that strong connection. Friendships are not about constant presence, but rather about meaningful presence. If you care about a friendship despite busy schedule, you can schedule monthly meetups or yearly meetups, or maybe create a group chat where you all will be texting, leave a voice note, or just talk in general. If you're struggling with friendships right now, don't worry, you are not alone or broken. Put yourself out there, but don't force any connection, let them grow naturally. If you are currently struggling to make friends, or if you have struggled with making friends before, please comment down below your experience and what has helped you to make friends. Who knows, maybe you might just find a new friend in the comment section. As always, I will be reading all comments. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!